Well, good afternoon. This is Justin here, and I wanted to do a recap in our ongoing series of This is What We Did Last Night. So, last night, the youth met, all girls this time. So, guys, step it up, man. Um, Girls showed up last night, had a good turnout. And so, we did a couple things, and I'm going to adjust my camera. There we go. So, we did a couple things, and some of them turned out well. Some of them were a learning experience, maybe not so well. But anyway, so here's what we did. So we met, we finished off a lot of the milk and cookies that we had and just kind of hung out. We had James and Debbie were able to hang out with us for a little bit and talk to the girls that were there. And so then we went in and we kind of just started discussing the games that we were going to do that night. So we played two different games. One was called the Tower of Flour. And so anyway, you take like a cup and you make you pack the cup really well with baking powder or flour. I'm sorry, baking flour, and you set it down, and then if you pull it back up, it stays in the shape of the cup. And so you put a piece of candy on top, and you take a little serrated knife, and you kind of chop away. It's like Jenga, but without any pieces and with flour. If that makes any sense. So anyway, the person who lost ends up having to if they make the tower fall, put their hands behind their back, they have to get the lightsaber or the piece of candy out. Without using their hands or get it with their mouth. So they get flour over their face, and that's real fun. So that was a good one. We played another game called Wall Decoration, and not so good. Maybe with a bunch of boys, I think it might have been more well received. But duct tape and trying to stick people on walls, probably not the best idea. So, but that's okay. We learned from it. Not the best idea. So anyway, one game really went really well. Thumbs up on that one. Another game, nah. Well, I saw videos that said it went pretty well. You know what? I'm not buying it. That was a bad game. So no worries about that one anymore. So after all that, we all got into the main area and we went over our lesson for the night, which is continuing on kind of like finding our identity, in Christ. And so we continued the series on that, and it really dealt with more this time of how to sin. How do we deal with sin in our life? Are we naturally the kind of people that like to fix stuff? So, we went around and talked about, are you really good at fixing your computer? Are you really good at dealing with writing code? And, if something goes wrong with your phone, are you able to kind of get it back where you need to make it work? Or maybe you're an old school builder where you can take some wood and kind of work on that, or how to see an appliance that's messed up and you can just kind of fix it. So we talked about that a little bit, and there was a great image in the video where the guy who was speaking told him a situation where he was at an event where this kid got in the line and he had a bowl of ice cream, and he thought that he was in the ice cream line with all the condiments, and so instead of putting some kind of syrup on his ice cream, he put a big thing of mustard. And it was this mustard ice cream concoction, and he was upset about it, but he didn't want to draw attention to himself, and he thought he could just fix it himself instead of going to get some new ice cream. So he just mixed it all together and tried to eat it. And so we kind of use that as a springboard to talk about sometimes we try to fix the whole thing in our life. We think that, we don't need God for this, that we can kind of do it ourselves, and how that usually just winds up, in more trouble. It's just kind of like that mustard and ice cream. You can't stir ice cream enough to make mustard work inside of it. It's horrible. Mustard is a strong condiment. So anyway, it sprung up some really good conversation about just how we deal with sin in our life, and that we know that we can't fix things on our own. That we need to go to God. We need to pray, and we need to go to each other. And that's how we deal with stuff in our communities. That we go and we discuss things with each other. So good conversation. Be able to get a good prayer afterwards. So that was kind of the stint of our night. I think it went well. Besides the sticky game, not so much. But everything else went really. I was really impressed with the thought process of a lot of the students. So that's our recap. Obviously, a couple other things really quick we're going to touch on. The VBS. I want to make sure I bring that up every time now. VBS is next week. Starts on Monday the 25th. Be there for that. And if you know anything about VBS and the students and volunteers, we walk down to Chopsticks afterwards on the last night, and it's our treat. So anyway, be ready for that. So get signed up for VBS, and I'll be making another video soon, and I'll see you guys at church. All right, talk to you soon.